Bada bing, bada boom. You know what it is. Geeks are back. UFC 281 picks and predictions. We're running through the entire card, starting with the prelims. We're gonna book them all. Let's get after it. First one. This is gonna be a 205. Carlos Oberg, first guy coming out of City Kickboxing, 6-1. He's gonna be fighting Nikolai Marano, 13-1. This guy, Marano is a dog. I only took notes for one of these fights tonight, and I made sure to get this one in here because I love Marano in this spot. And I know I'm gonna have some controversy coming back, but let's just highlight a couple things here. I thought Nishokwu was gonna beat Oberg in that matchup. He ends up sparking him, looked really good in that matchup. I'm not giving him much credit for that. I mean, Nishokwu was beating Azamat for 2.5 full rounds until he got sparked. And I think that actually changed him pretty bad because he came back out 3 months after that and fought Oberg, got his lights turned off again. I don't think he had enough time off. I think that he was a guy that was going to push Oberg to limits, but, we didn't get to see it. Negamorano's got the chin for this. Negamorano's got the wrestling pedigree for this, and he is a dog. I got it written in all caps. Dog. All right? He's going to dog him out. First round might get weird. Striking is going to be on Oberg's favor. But Negamorano, just look for him and his head movement and his forward pressure to just break Oberg. Give me round 3 knockout. I'm all over this one. Goosey, let me hear the other side of this.
You said it. I'm picking Carlos Oberg. I am on the other side. I think that he is pretty good, and I think that I see him improve between fights. He comes out looking better and better each time, and we see that with the results because against Kennedy and Chukwu, he started out hot and then really faded. He mismanaged his energy, and then we see him start to develop that experience, and his gas tank gets a little better in later fights. I think that's going to be the biggest question for me in this. If his gas tank holds up, I think that he wins this fight. And I think he gets it done 29-28. I think he does enough to win the first two. He's a much cleaner striker and holds on in the third to get a win in this one. So I know that Nikolai is tough, but that's his best attribute. I think he puts it together pretty well, but he's a tough brawler. And I think Oberg's going to be able to dance for 2 rounds. So give me Oberg in this one.
Facts. Dan, what do you got?
I like Negamorano in this one. But for some reason, I'm just gonna ride with Oberg and Nikolai. He's one of those guys, like you guys are saying, he's tough as hell. But I feel like Oberg, especially first fight of the night, they're gonna be the first two in the octagon. I feel like Oberg's just gonna style on them. They've had a hard camp, as we've been seeing the embedded in these interviews. Oberg has all his boys on the card: Riddell, Hooker, Adesanya. He's gonna want to go out and show what he can do. So I think he's got a style on him, and he's got a style on him for all 15 minutes because Negamorano can come from the depths, and it's going to be a dogfight, but I'm going to pick Oberg.
Let's go. You might be getting on that little secret sauce with Izzy after that last performance. Quick spark job. Fishman, what do you got?
I'm riding with Nikolay Negamorano, and I just think he is a dog, and that Oberg is going to gas with trying to have to deal with Negamorano's takedowns and him just being relentless. But Oberg, he does pose a threat standing up. He is a good striker, but I just think later rounds Negamorano is going to come around, and who knows, he might be able to. The Negamorano's got some pop on him too, so I mean he could take him down, ground and pound it out. I haven't seen Oberg really have to defend someone that's just ground and pounding on him, but I'm riding with Negamorano on this one. I think he's going to get it done.
These are the facts. We're moving into the next boot. We got a bantamweight scrap. We got Julio Arcee, 18-5, coming out against Montel Jackson, 11-2. Julio Arcee, I mean, this guy's good, bro. You can call him a vet in the game. Guy's been around for a long time. He's got crisp combos, great head movement. He just beat Daniel Santos, who is a dog. I mean, that guy walks forward, takes some shots. That was a war. I think they got a bonus for that. He lost to Song Yudong, got sparked, but he's got like wins and losses. Like he goes up and down. It's hard to predict Julio Arcee, but one thing you can count on is he will be there hard for 15 minutes. Montel Jackson. This guy is a pretty, spectacular prospect. But the thing is, man, I just watched a couple of his fights back, and one that stood out to me is the JP Buys fight. All right. JP Buys was able to get a hold of this guy. JP Buys was able to stick around with this guy for 15 minutes. And I do not think that JP Buys is on even level playing fields, even close to Julio Arce in this matchup. I think that Julio Arce is going to have so many ways to win. And I'm looking at an underdog price here. Montel Jackson slows down as fights go on. If he can't get that clean distance and that range really kicking, it turns into a brawl. He's not exactly, that's not where he excels. So I think Julio Arce gets this into a brawl, and I think he can put away Montel Jackson. But I'm taking him to win by decision. So that's my take. Fishman, what do you got?
I'm riding with Julio Arce on this one, but not for the reason being, I like the strength of schedule he's had in the past. This dude's fought dogs, and I mean, I think he gets it done. He's got better striking, and on the ground, he's got a 94% takedown defense, and I believe, what are the odds in this one? And he's the dog, yeah, plus 170 around now. So yeah, give me the dog in Julio Arce.
Yeah, I like the way he dealt with Juicy J too. So I think that's going to play a lot into this. He put him away in the third round. Dano, what do you got?
Everything you guys have been saying, I totally agree with. I like Arce as the underdog. Front kick, I love his strength, the schedule that he's been fighting, and 18-5. Even though we'd love to see 0 and 1 and 2 losses, even though he's got 5 losses, 18-5 is still a pretty damn good record. Montel Jackson, though, he does get a lot of takedowns. I think he's averaging around 4, but Arcee's got a really high, I want to say above 90% takedown defense. So if he can stuff a couple, drain the gas tank of Montel, and just let that experience kick in. He is 33. He might not be in his prime, Arce, but he's damn near close to it. So I think this is a good dog pick right here with Arce.
Facts. Goosey, what do you got?
This one was close because I do realize how dangerous Montel Jackson is, but I'm picking Julio Arce. For a lot of the reasons you guys said, I think he's tough enough to withstand that early barrage. But as good as Montel Jackson is early, it comes at the price of his gas tank. He usually does fade late in fights. And that's when I see Julio Arce getting a round 3 finish in this one. He's a Tiger Schulman's guy. He's in front of the MSG fans, the New Yorkers, and I think they push him to finish hard in the third round and get him out of there. So that's gonna be my pick in this one.
Facts. We're moving into the next one. We got a featherweight scrap. We got Mike Trizano, 9-3, coming out against Sungwoo Choi, 10-5. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one's really hard to handicap because Mike Trizano has just been looking a little bit different in these last couple fights. He's been getting hit a lot. Just kind of moving forward, wearing shots. Not a strategy you want coming into a fight against Sungwoo Choi, who is known for that left hook, those hook shot, brutal KOs that he's got in his past. But you look at him, he's coming off, not the most impressive L's. He just lost to Joshua Kulabau, who I do think is a pretty decent guy in the division. It was a split decision loss. And then he did get rear naked choked by Alex Caceres. So it's hard to sit here and have faith in Sungwoo Choi in a matchup where Trizano is not going to stop. You really got to put him down. No, yeah, I'm going to take Mike Trizano on this. I think that this one's going to come down to will, and I think that Trizano is going to be able to eat enough shots and really get to Sungwoo Choi, overwhelm him with pressure. He can wrestle if he has to. Yeah, I'm going to take Mike Trizano in this, but super risky fight, really up in the air for me. Dano, what do you got off rip?
So I'm not too confident in my pick, but what I am confident is this fight will be a banger, and it could definitely possibly be a fight of the night contender. But with that being said, I'm gonna put my faith in Sungwoo Choi just because I know his background of kickboxing. He is a kickboxing stud. Mike Trizano, like you said, he is very hittable. So I think Sungwoo Choi, he's been in enough wars in the UFC to where he's got to be learning. He's got to be, just improving his defense. And as long as Trizano doesn't eat his leg up, I'm not too afraid of Trizano getting takedowns on him. I'm not too afraid of really grappling too much. But if he eats Sungwoo Choi's leg up, that could be a problem. But I think he's gonna stay distance and just outpoint him. I think this is gonna be a decision fight, And I'm gonna ride with Sungwoo Choi.
Sungwoo Choi minus 165. Mike Trizano back at plus 135. Goosey, what do you got?
I'm picking Mike Trizano. Another hometown guy in front of the fans. He's really going to have a strong support, and I think in a close fight that could definitely be the edge, because a lot of this fight comes down to who's getting the forward pressure, who's the one moving forwards rather than back, because both of them do their best work when they're on the attack. And something tells me that Mike Trizano is going to get that edge. I think he's willing to stand in the pocket more. Sangwoo Choi likes to stay outside. And because of that, I see Sangwoo Choi moving backwards where he is less effective. And I think that's when Trizano is able to take over. And yeah, I see him probably decision for Trizano on this one.
Facts. Fishman, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm riding with Trizano on this one. Another dog for me. I think he's gonna get the decision win. I mean, he's that's what he does. He goes out there and gets the decision win. So I'm hoping both these guys are riding 2L streaks. So I'm like Goose said, coming out. I hope he comes out strong and gets it done. I'm gonna juice it up with the decision.
Facts. Let's move right into the next boot. We got a female boot going down at the strawweight division. It is Carolina Kowalkiewicz, something like that.
Walkowitz or something.
And then she is fighting Silvana Gomez Juarez, who is 11-4. Carolina's 13-7. Now, a little fun fact about Carolina is she beat Felice Herrig in 2018. And then she went forward to lose her next 5 fights in the UFC. She came back this year and she fought Felice Herrig again and beat her. So besides Felice Herrig, this woman has not recorded a UFC win since 2017. All right. I'm going to take Silvana Gomez Juarez in this one because this girl's got pop. This girl's got jiu-jitsu. And I think that she's got a future. I mean, she's got a couple of L's on her record, but if you look to see who her L's are really against, I mean, she's losing to Lupita Godinez. Vanessa Demopoulos was just kind of like a crazy kind of mix-up that happened. Ariana Lipsky, like not crazy L's. Like she's got a lot of good wins in between. She just beat Na Liang. She looked good. She looked strong. I'm going to take her by knockout, which is kind of crazy, but I think she gets this one done early. So give me that. Fishman, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Silvana to win the fight, but yeah, I just can't ride with Carolina on this one. But give me Silvana. I don't know about a play, but just give me Silvana to win it.
Goosey?
I'm on the same page as you guys. Carolina doesn't really like to use her offensive wrestling. I think this one stays on the feet, and Silvana Gomez Suarez has bricks in her hands because she puts girls down. She hits hard. She's fast, and I think Carolina gets hit a little bit too much. So Silvana inside seems like a good play.
Dano, what do you got?
Same thing as you guys. I'm riding with Silvana, and what sticks out to me is the age of these girls, and not the literal age, but more so the MMA age, right? They're both 37, but Silvana started late in MMA. She has a lot less miles on her than Carolina has, as you were saying, CEO. She's lost her last like what'd you say, 4 or 5. She's been put out in some of those fights, so I feel like just the miles are starting to get to Carolina, whereas Silvana's she looks good in the octagon. She looks fresh, like you guys are saying, she's got pop. So I'm riding with Silvana as well.
These are the facts. We're moving into the next one. We got a pretty decent banger right here. We have got Matt the Steamroller Frivola. He's coming out to fight Ottman Azatar, 13-0, the sack of potatoes guy from Fight Island. This one's super interesting because Matt Frivola, I already heard from John Anik's podcast that he does that he's coming out to Timmy Trumpets. He's supporting that upstate side. So that's going to be super fire. Ray Longo is going to be coming out in his corner. But Ottman Zatar is not a good matchup for him, not going to lie. This guy's got power in his hands, and he's definitely on the juice. Not actually, but I mean, that was such a sketchy story. I mean, his buddy trying to sneak into the island to give him a bag, and then they won't even tell us what's in the bag. This matchup was already set to happen. It got pushed back. I think Frivolo is gonna look really good in this fight, and he's a dog. But I mean, I think Ottman and Zatar is just gonna have more tools in this matchup. I think he's gonna have the power advantage. So this is a fight I'm definitely gonna stay away from, but I'm excited as hell to watch it. And if I had to pick, I'd have to go Ottman. So that's just where I'm at with that one. Goosey, what do you got?
Another hometown boy. I'm picking Frivola in this one. And that's just because I don't know what I'm going to get out of his Itar. You know, he did have that super sketchy incident. And then he was off for a while. We haven't seen him since 2020, so it's been 2 years now. And I don't know what to expect. We've seen Frivola. He's been going out. He's been getting better. Technically on the feet, he's starting to improve for sure. And then his grappling is there as well. Good cardio. So he's pretty reliable. And if he can make it through the first round, I'm really going to feel good about it. So give me Frivola in this fight.
I know, right? Just get through the first round. That's what I keep thinking. And then I get these freaking flashbacks. I keep like spazzing with this Terrence McKinney freaking 7 second. Dan, what do you got?
I'm riding with Ottman in this one, and I think, he has that time off and he could definitely have ring rust, but I'm going to choose to believe that he's been working his game, sharpening his tools, and Frivolo, we've seen him get knocked out. Although I'm worried that Frivolo is going to wrestle, right? Wrestling, I feel like, is the clear path to victory for Frivolo in this fight, because if he wants to stand and bang with Ottman, Ottman is proven on the feet. But the other thing is Ottman has 100% takedown defense, so it's going to be tough to get him down. We haven't seen him stop too many takedowns, which is why the number is probably around at 100%. But if he can stop takedowns, keep this fight on the feet, it's going to be a long night for Frivolo. So I think having the crowd there is going to pump Ottman up, stop a takedown, and knock Frivolo out. I'm going inside the distance, Ottman.
Ottman 2-0 in the UFC with 2 first-round knockouts. Fishman, what do you got?
Yeah, the odds on this one are around even. And yeah, I think the odds are just a little weird on this, but I'm gonna have to go with Ottman and Ottman KO. But yeah, I think Frivola has been more active. We don't know what Ottman has been doing this last couple years since that incident. But give me the dude with stones in his hand. I mean, this dude has however many knockout. He's knocked almost every person he's faced out. I think he's 10 KOs, something like that. But yeah, give me Ottman knockout.
Facts. So those are the picks. Those are the predictions. Get after us on all the social medias. UFC 281. Don't miss it. It's on Saturday, and it is going down, my boy.